So after my July 4 opening, the first thing I did was take a bunch of champs up to rank 4. Because I had 12 rank 3 to 4 gems and I knew exactly who to use them on. In fact, I wish I had more because there are just so many champs I would love to take up to rank 4. So the first one is Shang-Chi, who's a champ I have used quite a couple of times in Alliance War, and of course he is very useful right now in Battlegrounds with his easy access to slow. And he's just a champ that I've always enjoyed playing with. He is one of my favorite skill champs after Nick Fury. So I'm glad to finally have him at rank 4. And then the second champ I took up was Mr. Fantastic, a champ who I kind of still feel like a lot of people underrate him just because he's not the flashiest, especially with the way he delivers his damage. But he's still just so useful. Even without just being a pre-fight champ, he can do a lot on his own. And he can also be a bit annoying on defense if you don't have a solid counter. Then the third one was Cassie Lang, a champ I haven't really played with properly. I kind of still need to figure her out, but I have seen enough gameplay to know that she is a very solid addition to the science class. And I didn't have a rank 4 buff immune or power sting champ, so it is just nice to have that utility available whenever I need it. So she is the third 2023 champ I've taken to rank 4 after Absorbing Man and then Future Ant-Man. And now the fourth one is gonna be Kate Bishop, another very solid addition to the game, and her damage over time is just so strong with the passive Cold Snap when you land those perfect releases. I just love how everything she does is passive, like she doesn't inflict any debuffs besides parry stunning. And she's got that evade counter attack, which also counts as an intercept like Elsa, so she's pretty much perfect for countering part 5 in Alliance War. I mean, she even inflicts a passive stun, so you can heavy to get an easy knockdown, and yeah, everything is just passive, so there's nothing to purify. So yeah, pretty solid utility. Of course, she also counters evade and miss. There's also the Tranquilize, which I guess can be useful, although it's not guaranteed. Usually I just stick to Cold Snap and then switch to Caltrops for longer fights, or if they were immune to Cold Snap, but there's not much in this game that's immune to passive Cold Snap. Then the fifth champ I took to rank 4, still in the skill class, was Agent Venom, and this is more of a fun rank up to be honest. Like, I don't really use him a whole lot outside of general questing because I will only use him with Scorpion and Kraven. So this is more just to get through content a bit faster because yeah, his damage over time is pretty nutty with that Trinity. I just wish his tenacity was a bit more reliable, but he is one of those really old champs who never really got a proper buff besides through synergies. Alright, now switching to the tech class, rank 4 number 6 was Warlock, a champ who is still just so incredibly useful in pretty much every game mode, even though he might not be the quickest champ. But just the set of utility he has is still unrivaled. I mean, yeah, there are other tech champs with heal block and even passive, but no one does it quite as effectively as Warlock with the power drain as well. And he still has armor break on top of that, access to bleed, shock, armor, you know, all the tech stuff that you want. And now the 7th rank for 6-star was Vision, a champ that I just started getting into. She is quite fun to play. I still think she could use a slight tune-up. I know her base stats are quite appalling, but I more so wish that she had a bit more reach just to get through longer fights a bit faster. But she's still pretty solid for your typical Alliance War or Battlegrounds type of fight. Now, rank 4 number 8 was Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, who used to be one of my favorite tech champs. In fact, he was back in the Blade days. I think it was my third rank 5 5-star after Blade and Hyperion, so he always have a special place in my heart because I used him for so much content, and there's still a lot of Stark Spidey Act 6 content on this channel, and those were just fun times, so maybe he'll come back for some Battleground stuff. Rank 4 number 9 was Longshot, and this is a bit of a luxury rank up because he's one of those champs that I don't think I'll ever need for anything in particular, but having him is just great for blitzing through fights with lots of buffs, and he can still be a bit of an annoying defender if you don't have a good counter. I might just sig him up just to make him even more annoying for when I decide to use him in Battlegrounds. Now the 10th rank 4 was Spidey Supreme, a champ I haven't done a whole lot with, but I do enjoy using him, especially when he works quite well for a particular fight. And he is somewhat unique for a Mystic champ. Yeah, there are other sorcerers with blessings, but his are fairly unique and I feel a bit more relevant or valuable right now. Like how he delivers his damage, the way he does not nullify anything besides his own buffs. The Astral Form is quite handy, you know, getting those easy openings with miss, and a bit of power control, and apparently he still has some defensive value, although I don't know how high it is because he's just so squishy, and I think a lot of people have figured him out by now. Rank 4, number 11? Yeah, so number 11 was Juggernaut, who honestly, I just wanted another Mystic Nuke. Like, that's all it really is. I actually couldn't decide between him and Longshot, so I ended up doing both. But what I like about Juggernaut is he does pretty well in a generic matchup as well. He doesn't need buffs as much as many other Mystics do to excel. And last but not least, the 12th champ I took to rank 4 was Omega Red. Another champ I haven't really done much with, but I actually do enjoy using him when I'm running suicides like I have been since season 42 ended. Although there hasn't been much to do, like besides Battlegrounds, it's just been AQ. But I mainly took him up for stuff like Alliance War because he's still very strong in that game mode. And he's quite unique for a mutant champ, like the way he delivers his damage. I really like how he can end fights in such few hits, and the tentacle utility that can just bypass a lot of stuff. So yeah, those are my latest rank 4 6 stars, and now I have a total of 42 of them. Not including the rank 5s, I still had 6 at this point, although now I have a lot more than 6. I'll probably disclose them all in a future video or videos, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you found it interesting, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.